massively bad idea, and I'm a member of the biking community. I'm a weekend biker. I'm big on the bikes, but this city didn't have a problem of too few bikes on the streets. This is pretty much made for vehicular traffic, and they have taken at our building. I took a photo of the 6 parking spaces died to put in the city bike racks on 49th Street at Rockefeller Plaza. It's happening all over the city. The bikes in the heat of the day, 151 degrees this afternoon, are going on you. I'm telling you, Dave, do you ever look at the West Side Highway and say, I want to experience this with the wind in my hair? You want LaGuardia to pick up that special relative at Thanksgiving? City bike?
No, but I don't think that's the intended purpose. I think it's just like, oh, I got to go downtown, buy a carton of cigarettes. I'll just get on the bike.
What could go wrong? Everything below 20th Street is cobblestone. Everything above is cabs looking to kill you. It's their job.
So, you would know. But it's supposed to alleviate some of the internal combustion engine pollution.
I know that. At the same time, we're shutting down traffic lanes. Look at Broadway in front of your place. There's a Pettings. There's a llama outside. It's Broadway. It's a street.
It would be a street. Yeah, I agree with that.
So we're clogging vehicles, which are idling longer, so that 3-4 people with, I mean, we're going to have city helmets and then city liners.
City helmets.
There's going to be creepy crawlers in there.
City helmets. Would you do me a favor when you leave tonight, just as a favor to me? We got a thing right out there on Broadway. Pick one up, take it right back to
$1 million bet. I'll take one of them yellow limousines with the little lights on the top. That's all I got over here.
That's the kind of guy he is. We'll be right back with Brian Williams later.
You thought of your daughter, Allison?
Bud Rockers.
Yeah, he'll be okay. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it.
Bud Rockers. Welcome. Please sit, enjoy Fudd Rockers. And here's the deal, and it's really no laughing matter.
No,
this guy has deposited more intel hidden on the web, hidden electronically, and apparently given to associates in case something happens to him. He had made a handwritten note formally applying for asylum in Russia. Putin has asked that whatever he do, he not damage U.S.-Russia.
Well, no, that's as they say, horse.
Shit.
We know that Putin isn't looking out for our best interests, right?
I can't speak for Vladimir Putin.
Well, we assume, I mean, when did the Russians, hey, we don't want to do anything to upset the United States?
Look, they are our ride into space, okay? We need to get...
True. Yeah, that's
all right?
I forgot about that.
So he's over there in the airport. If they even look at his application, if the process starts, he's sprung from the airport. He can go to an apartment in Moscow. He's applied to several countries in South America. Problem is airspace, and who is going to allow him to fly over their nation to freedom and asylum in, say, Venezuela? So this is an interesting case. This also has to do with how much intelligence we gather. The larger issue here has to be discussed.
Now listen, I don't mean now listen, but listen. I talked to a United States senator, and we discussed this situation, and he said to me that the kind of monitoring done by the NSA was nothing very dramatic. It was all superficial scanning, looking for something that might bear further inspection. Is that your understanding?
Well, here's the way I'd put it. I hope someday you can have David McCullough on and ask him about the book he wrote about John Adams, and seriously ask him, if old Johnny Adams was around today, what would he think about what's happened to our times? What would he think about what has become probable cause to pull you over on the road and search your car? The Fourth Amendment, which was passed because the colonialists were tired of getting the British in their homes and stopping them on the muddy post road on their way to Philadelphia. Illegal search and seizure. Where are we versus those original rights? Are we going too far? People like you and me say all the time, if they want to read my email to Aunt Fanny, have at it. If you want to hear my cell phone conversation to say I'm going to be 10 minutes late going home tonight, have at it. But not everyone believes that, and is that the kind of mission creep Are we giving up freedoms every day, from the cameras that follow us publicly in every public place and so on and so forth? That's the question we have to answer. We've got to have that discussion.
Well, it's a very good question, and invoking John Adams is something I was not prepared for. But would a modern-day John Adams say, yes, but you don't understand, this now is the price of freedom?
Well, I don't know. In the light of the attack we've just suffered, and in the light of the war we've been fighting for over a decade against an enemy we can't largely see, I have the great advantage of having been with our men and women over there in the shooting war, but I've also learned a lot about the intel war. I've learned how much Ray Kelly has found and stopped as New York City Police Commissioner, running what is in effect a local CIA, FBI, Pentagon of his own forming. So it's a complicated time, and the people in the cheap seats, like all of us who are not in the intelligence community, make certain comments. The people in the intel business tend to say,